Our Focus Team reporter Travis Breeze is joining me here tonight at 6. And Travis, you were in that courtroom yesterday when the judge threw out this invitation. Who will speak at this hearing, and when will this possibly happen?
Well, Judge Medlock gave some pretty clear instructions on who he wants to hear from in these victim impact statements that we expect will happen during Noel's sentencing hearing, which will come sometime in about 30 days. We don't have an exact date at this moment. As far as who he wants to speak there, he's asking for paramedics, former employees of New Chapel EMS, and also Clark County citizens.
I want the taxpayers of Clark County to know that I'm willing to listen to them.
Judge Larry Medlock turning to our cameras Monday and asking anyone who's experienced the trickle-down of Jamey Noel's alleged crimes to speak at an upcoming hearing.
Paramedics that are not out there saving people because the money was diverted.
I hope that the judge listens to what everybody says.
Last night on the WHAS 11 night team, in an exclusive interview, we heard from two people Judge Medlock wants to hear from. These two employees of New Chapel EMS who are looking for new jobs. Paramedic Jordan Boulard is considering testifying.
We, as employees at New Chapel, have gone through ISP raids. We've gone through questioning, our office doors being broken at our station.
Her coworker and friend Crystal Blevins says it's not just them, also people who had to wait a long time on an ambulance.
While I don't feel like I'm a personal victim of that, the citizens are, and I hope that they do take this opportunity to come forward.
Louisville attorney and former prosecutor Carl Price says the $2.8 million to New Chapel EMS in the plea agreement is a big factor.
EMS is laying off individuals because of budget problems. I cannot imagine that that would not impact the judge in this particular case. And so the real question becomes whether 15 years is adequate for all the harm.
I don't think it's enough.
Boulard says as more people speak at this hearing, it will show the story is far from over.
15, you acknowledge admitting. Well, Travis, you know, it's not unusual for a judge to actually want to hear from victims in any case, but in this case, Judge Medlock is casting such a wide invitation that could impact so many people. You checked in on this. How's it going so far?
So, Ripley County Prosecutor Rick Hurdle told me he was mostly away doing a lot of Ripley County court cases today, but he said it was a bit chaotic at the office today. He said people were calling and the people who were answering the phones in the office, it was a different person answering the phone, and he said there wasn't a cohesive list of everyone who had called today. Crystal Blevins, who you heard from in that story, she also said she had some issues calling today.
You follow this judge closely. You noticed in the courtroom yesterday that he had some hesitation about this plea deal.
I would say so, yeah. I mean, we were listening, kind of waiting for every one of his words, and we were handed the plea agreement during the hearing, but we wanted to make sure to know, is this official? So that's why we all waited, and it was good we waited because he said he's not quite ready to accept it yet.
And here's the number that people can call. This is the Ripley County Prosecutor's Office. Again, it's 812-689-6331. Again, they had a little bit of a rough day, as Travis is just reporting, but hopefully
they are planning to address that and make some changes.
All right, Travis, thank you very much for that update.